What's going on, everyone? Joe from Southern Cross Safety Academy. We're special operation veterans coming together to teach everyday people how to stay safe against violent crime. I say it all the time that awareness can save your life. Situational awareness, 5s and 25s, not getting drawn into the phone, and understanding the neuroscience behind why we get so locked into our phones. It releases feel-good chemicals, and we want to escape the chemical imbalance taking place in us, especially out in public most of the time, due to whatever types of degree of social anxiety that we happen to endure. Whenever we feel a little bit of nervousness or some sort of social anxiety, our brain begins to activate the fear center. The amygdala sends signals out to the pituitary glands. Pituitary glands begin to produce cortisol, adrenaline, epinephrine, things that make us not think clearly. And our brain starts to register, because we've done this so many times already before. Hey, your cell phone makes you feel good. That releases dopamine and serotonin. Why don't we pull out our phone, give that a little stir so we can combat some of these anxiety chemicals that are being delivered into the bloodstream. When we do that, we become completely unaware of our surroundings, and that's why we see so many people being victimized by violent crime. So simply just by being aware of our surroundings, our 5s and 25s, or the area of 5 meters and 25 meters around us, as I like to say, you could possibly save your own life, or like we're gonna watch here in this clip now, this mother saves her own child's life. So 12:47, you see in the top right there, it is 0047. That's 12:47 a.m. And we have a group of people hanging out in front of this gas station. I don't know, it appears to be a pretty good, pretty hood group of people. And so when we're traveling, this is something we always want to be planning for, is that if we run out of gas and we show up at a gas station like this, then we want to be able to use our card. But sometimes our cards won't work, especially at these types of gas stations. If they're in impoverished communities where there's a high rate of crime, you can usually tell by the amount of people hanging out in front of a gas station how impoverished it is or not, because in well-to-do neighborhoods where people are doing fine, they don't hang out in front of gas stations. And when you end up in impoverished neighborhoods, they actually hang out in gas stations and liquor stores all the time. It's a whole different segment. But the point is that if you do not properly plan and prepare yourself while traveling, then you could run into a situation where you're forced to go inside of a building like this at this time of night. So let's take a look at what happens here with these gentlemen, and how somebody in the store ends up saving a life, and what you need to be doing in order to keep yourself safe. So if you have to come up on a store like this, make sure you go in and you get out, and plain and simple. And you need to be aware in the back of your mind or in the peripherals what's going to happen. Now, that guy in the white shirt opens up the vehicle, the black vehicle. That guy puts it in park, and then the guy in the red vehicle, you're going to see, has an issue with them. So he starts shooting on them, opening up fire. Somehow, miraculously, that guy got out of the driver's seat. The dude in the black hat in the middle there, I don't know how the hell he survived that, but he did. And they keep firing at one another very inaccurately. His gun jams. He doesn't know what to do. That's a tap rack bang situation right there, technically. And then everything goes back to normal, going back to, just being in the hood. Now, you're going to see a guy get out of the back seat here. I have no idea how the hell this dude survives. If he's not hit with a bullet, I mean, Jesus. Here comes our one guy again, who was hanging out a moment ago, still eating his chips. But yeah, the other guy drove off, and now you're going to kind of just see everybody smoking cigarettes, talking about it a little bit. Nobody really seems to be in a hurry to get out of there. Now, inside the store here, this is where situational awareness comes in. After the first couple shots are fired, I don't know if that's a man or a woman, but she runs and grabs and pulls what I think is possibly her son, her teenage son, down to the ground in order to keep him safe from the impact. She heard the escalation of argument outside. She heard the argument escalating, and then heard the couple of shots go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We really didn't start getting shots fired into the store until this point, where there had already been a slew of gunfire has already been shot. You see that one older woman, she ends up getting down behind the ATM machine and then slowly moves herself back. You can tell it's not her first rodeo, unfortunately. And then this is just another angle. Yeah, I have no idea how the heck that guy doesn't get shot. But this also goes for you if you're sitting at the streetlight. Like, look at that streetlight in the back. That's a stopping streetlight, so you need to stop there. You know, you could easily be hit by some of this stray fire. The guy in the white shirt in the top right, I just don't understand. This dude has no sense of urgency. So going back here to the point where this person, I think this is his mother, a couple shots go off and she knows what's happening. So this is at the 47:37 mark, 47:36 mark, basically, where she jumps to grab her son. So 47. So she's hearing this going off outside because she's situationally aware. And then in the store, this is when she grabs her boy, which is precisely when bullets start flying into the store. And you can tell by the timestamp in the top right. I don't know about you, but this stuff just like drives me crazy. So that older woman would have been shot if she would have been just a couple of feet further ahead of where she was currently located. And then that woman's son may very well have been shot if he would have kept moving with that type of forward momentum into the gunfire where we saw it all coming into place. Now, if you also looked in the background of the video, and if not, go back and check it out, but we have some vehicles parked at the gas pumps that are pumping fuel. Ask yourself, what would you do if you were in one of those vehicles? Can you take off from a gas pump with the gas line? Like if you're still pumping gas and people start shooting, can you jump in your car and can you drive off without anything bad happening? Is your car going to blow up? And the answer is you absolutely can drive off. Nowadays, there's these quick release, safety release attachments for all gas hoses for when people just become forgetful, drive off with the gas pump still in their vehicle. It just disengages. You don't get gas going all over the place. There isn't going to be sparks. Your vehicle isn't going to blow up. So jump in the vehicle, get yourself out of there, and do not even look back at all. Being aware of our surroundings can definitely save our lives. That's just one example of how knowing who's within 5 and 25 meters of you can keep not only yourself safe, but it can actually truly save your kid's life, all right? Reach out if you have questions. Take care, stay safe, and always be kind.